Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'll show the step-by-step process of creating an overlapping ruffle ball dress. My name is Ajin, and before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on my upcoming sewing tutorials. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is to grab my pattern paper here. This is my pattern paper. This is a pattern for a 3-year-old. So I'm going to decide where I want the overlapping to start or end, and to do that I am going to come down by 2 inches from this armhole line. You can also use the chest point to do that. So I'll just go ahead and mark 2 inches, and then I'm going to connect it to a straight line. So after connecting, I'll just cut it off. Alright, so my gather is going to come in here while the overlapping will end on this part. So let me just quickly cut this out, and then I will transfer this pattern to another one so I can get the full front pattern. You know, this is just the half front pattern, so I need to make it full so I can draw the overlapping line for me to get it right. Okay, so I'll just quickly do that part. So here you can see I have the full bodice pattern. This is the remaining one, so we're working on this one first. So the next thing to do is to decide where you want the overlapping to end or start. So I am choosing this part. This is my right hand side. I'm choosing this part, and this is the center line. So this is the center point here. Let me mark it out. Alright, so this is the center line. So I'm going to mark the chest span measurement on this end. I don't want the overlapping to go all the way down to this end. I just want it to end on the chest span point, and for this is 2.5. half of that, it is 5 inches, but since I'm marking it only on one side, it should be 2.5. so I'll just mark 2.5 here. Right, this part you can just, this is optional, you can decide wherever you want yours to start or end. So I'm going to place my ruler straight from the neckline. This is the neckline. You can see the way I'm placing my ruler, and then connect it all the way to this part. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut this off. When I cut this off, I'll now take this to cut another one. So this alone should be 2 pieces, so that the other one will now overlap it the other way. So this is what I mean. I'm going to cut this off. This one is no longer needed, so I'll need to cut out another piece that will overlap to the other side. Alright, so I'm going to use the slash and spread method. You know, we're going to gather this part, so I'm going to make this fast because this is just a 10-minute sewing tutorial. It's very easy. So I'll use the slash and spread method now to create the gather that will fall on this side, and I'm going to repeat the same on the other side of this. Here it is, the second part. Like I said earlier, I'll be having 2 pieces of this, so by the time you place over, you will have the overlapping effect. So at this point, I'm going to cut this out on my lining. I've already done that anyways, and then make sure to include the joining allowance that should be on this part. You know that I cut this out from here, so you need to replace the joining allowance here. If not, you end up having a short bodice length. So when you're cutting on your lining, include the joining allowance here. I've done that already. This is my lining. You can see I've done that already. So I'll go ahead and use the slash and spread method now to get the ruffles that is going to sit here. So I'll just work on this. So you can see this is my center line. Just from there I'll use 0.75 and slash it all the way round. Okay, so let me just do the marking. So this is 0.75 here. You can decide to use 1 inch or even half an inch. So this is what I'm using for mine, 0.75. So I'll just keep on marking and then I'll straighten it up. But when I want to cut, I will not cut it all the way through to this end. I'm going to leave it like 1/4 inch because I want the ruffles to be only on this part. Okay, I don't want it to extend on the shoulder area. But if you want to be creative, you can also let it extend to that part. That way your work will look different from what I am doing here. So I'll just place my ruler and connect the lines. You can see that I am not marking it all the way to the end, just like 1/4 inch. So I'll just go on that way, keep on marking, and then after marking I will slash it open and then spread it on my fabric before cutting it out. Alright, like I said earlier, remember to always add your sewing allowance. This is very important. Okay, so this is what I have. This is okay for me. So I'll go ahead and slash this. You can see that I'm not slashing it all the way through, just let it end here. So just do this quickly and then spread it out and use my paper stay and then secure it well on my fabric before tracing it out. So I'll just quickly do this part, then I'm going to use whatever. This will cover up for both sides. Okay, you don't need to repeat on this other one. This will cover. When you're cutting, just fold your fabric and then place this, then spread it out and cut, and you have what you use for the 2 panels. Now I have these parts gathered like I said earlier, so I'm going to repeat the same on this other one. Okay, so I'll just grab one of the up one here and then you turn to the back and grab the one below. That is how to gather this, and then I'll pull until I have what is here. Remember I said that you should use your pattern and cut out on your lining first before slashing it open. That way you're going to use your lining to know if what you did is okay. So that is one of the reasons why you should cut that out. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and pull. After doing this now, I'll just take my lining and place it on it to make sure that it's the same. Before I'll now take the back to join the shoulders together. Alright, so you can see that this is a very simple project. You can actually make this in less than 10 minutes. Yes, you can actually make it in less than 10 minutes. So this is what I have. Now you take this and place it over to make sure that it is the same length. So you can see that it's the same. What I have left here is what I'll use to join it. Okay, so then after sewing you can now place it over like this. This is the shape that we're trying to create. Alright, so I'm going to join the back now. Just place the shoulder line, place it like this, making sure that the front is facing each other, and I'll repeat the same on this other side. So whatever I do here, I'm going to repeat on the lining. So we can just close up the neckline part. You know, it's the neckline that we're going to be closing. The armhole area, I'm going to leave it open because I will attach a sleeve to this. So after closing it now, I am going to take this and then measure what I have here. Now we are going to gather this part as well. So to do that, I'll measure what I have here. This is 3 inches. You can decide to multiply by 2, 3, 4 or 5 depending on the volume you want your ruffles to have on this end. So I have 3 inches. I'll just go ahead and cut out 9 is okay for me. I don't want it too bulky, so I'll just cut out 9 inches, but I'll also maintain the same width. Okay, what I have here is 13, but the height now is going to be 9 inches. After cutting that out, I'll gather it only on the side and then, you know, pull it like this too on this end. But I'll be doing that one separately, not on this one. Okay, after pulling that one, I'll now place it on top of this, not on the lining. Alright, so I'll also show us how to do that. Let me just quickly join the shoulders together and repeat the same on the lining. Alright, this is what I have after sewing it. Like I said earlier, you just gather these and then join the shoulders together. This is the back side. You can see, you just join the shoulder and do the same on your lining after closing this neckline. So all you need to do is to just, you know, place it the way it's supposed to be on this part to give you the shape. Now this is the other one that is going to be here. Like I said earlier, I use my 9 inches and then I gather on both ends and then place it on this one. Remember I said that you're going to be placing it now on this. After now, all I need to do is just to join it together on this one like this, and just to cover up the space here. After doing that, I'll now join separately the sides. You know, normal way I normally do this. Join the sides together, repeat the same on the lining, and then attach the sleeve. Okay, so I'll just quickly do this and show you the final look.